So let's fix a broken ad campaign today. I would consider it broken if it was producing result before, but right now it's not producing it. So first we'll have a live walkthrough also in this video. But first theory, this is important to eliminate rookie mistakes. So first theory is important, let's go through that. First is principles. These are the principles which we follow. If it's a one-day thing, which has like your best campaign has started dwindling in performance, then wait, don't make any changes. If it's 2 days, then pull up all the data and be aware that okay, you might have to take action. If it's 3 days continuous in a row, then take action immediately. That is how we function. If one day we can eliminate it because of external factors or anything like that, but 2 days be aware and 3 days take action. Know the benchmarks. Whenever you are trying to fix a bad campaign, a poor campaign, then know the benchmarks of what your target should be. If you don't know the benchmarks, then how can you fix it? You will not know what to compare against, and is it good? Is this number good or bad? Number in its absolute sense does not provide any information. You only when comparison is led, only then you know the information. Is it good or bad? If I say just 10 purchases, is it good or is it bad? When I compare it, okay, I was doing 20 before, but now 10, then it is bad or good. It's up to us to decide. So we need to know the benchmarks. Then root cause analysis. This is often that needs to be done. We'll go through a live walkthrough also right now. Root cause analysis coupled with independent variables, wherein, for example, if conversion rate has dipped by 40%, then what impacts conversion rate? It is traffic and it is people converting add to carts rate and everything. So we look at okay, how many people were previously adding to cart and purchasing versus now. Okay, this is not a big drop. Then we move on to the next. Okay, what's the quality of audience? So we take one metric and try to decipher it into, break it down into the most independent metric possible. For conversion rate, most independent metric possible is the traffic, what I can find it out. So is the quality good, is the quality bad? Is the CTR leading to the traffic good or bad? Or is the impression which I am serving, is it good or bad? So like that you keep on breaking it down further and further to find out the root cause. Then breakdowns, this is often used. Breakdowns is a feature in Facebook itself. You break down by most popular is age, gender, placement, device and day. So this is what we use, most popular. Reports, this is often looked at a landing page report, your checkout report and product report, all of them in Shopify. Whenever there is a bad performance, we look at all the three, particularly landing page report. Then this is the most important but often neglected, patience. Whenever you have made changes and taken action on day 3 for example, then wait, it will not change within a day. It has not started performing poorly within a day, it will not change within a day. So when actions are taken, wait for 1-2 days to see any improvements. Directionally it should improve, not just come back to normal with the same numbers, but directionally it should improve. So let's go through a live walkthrough now. So this is a campaign which I am auditing. This is an ad account which I am auditing right now. Here most of the campaigns are bad, have clearly bad performance. So what do I do right now? So go through each one of them. So for example, I first filter by objective of conversions, maximum date range. Maximum date range, why I have done it? Because the spend is too low. Otherwise we do it usually 3 months itself. Now how do we start with it in terms of going ahead? This is what, for example, we see that okay, 0.12 ROAS and 0.35 ROAS. So here, since I have already gone through the ad account process, here is how we look at. Okay, so how is the CTR for this? CTR is the first thing people interact with. So 1.2, that's not bad. Then what's the CPC? CPC is 725, that's still decent. Then what's the landing page? 660. Okay, out of 1190, 690 people are reaching, which is almost a 40% drop. Here this is a cause of concern, so we need to look at this. 255 to 191, this is better, still better. Then look at okay, what's the difference between these two audiences that is leading to such drastic changes in landing page views? This is how we need to think about. Then from 690, just 15 add to carts. That's pretty bad. So what can we fix on the landing page? How to improve that landing page? Is it an ad problem? Do I need to make changes in the ad account, or do I need to make up changes in the landing page? Then after looking at all these metrics, we look at 6 out of 690, just 2 purchases, which is a very bad conversion rate. So the major drop is from here. Here also same, 191, just 2 purchases, which is better than the above, but still bad. Next we look at age range. So breakdowns by age and see what's going on here. In terms of, for example, since it's loading, what's the summary in general? In general, 18 to 24 major spends are going. This is a brand, skincare brand. So, but 18 to 24 is not the age range to be targeted. It's spend, but most spends are going there itself. We need to change it. So, 25 to 34 second spend. This is decent. But even though we might have ROAS of 0.19, which is better than this, but your major age range will still be 25 to 44 only, because it's a skincare brand. 18 to 24, these are college kids and stuff and just started their job. They don't have those kind of disposable income to start with. And if we look into this also, for example, here the CTR is quite high, which is very different from others. But when we look at the dive deep, I think there is some problem with this. When we dive deep, we see that out of 1326 landing page views, we have just 5 purchases, and out of 1072, we have just 2 purchases. So big difference here. So age range is a matter of concern, because we have had so many impressions, but very low conversion rate and very less number of people buying it. Because if you see add to carts in 25 to 34 is better than this. Even the checkouts are better than this, even though the landing page views for this is better. So that's how we do the root cause analysis. What's going on, what is impacting, where is the benchmark here. Benchmarks either with experience or with benchmarks of this ad account only in different time periods. That's how you can set up a benchmark. Then look into placement section. Placements, we first start with summary, but then also look at campaign wise breakdowns. For example, here most of the placements 11,000 is spent on reels, but what's happening with this is out of 681 landing page views on the reels, which is 11,000 is spent but not a single purchase. Clearly we need to eliminate reels or create a different creative for reels directly. And next, Facebook feed in a skincare, usually it's Instagram feed stories which is contributing to most of the purchase. If we see Facebook feed here, there is something that can be optimized here. It's 6,000. This is the second most thing where the money is spent. And even in this, out of 488, just 2 purchases. If you see in the Instagram feed, just from 92 landing page views, we have 2 purchases. So clearly we know that Instagram feed is better, but it's not serving that. How do we improve that? Do we create a separate creator for that, or do we create a separate ad set for that? That is how we need to be looking at whenever we are analyzing the campaign. These are 2 breakdowns we look at. Then use the compare feature. Here sits its maximum date range. We cannot use compare feature. For example, if I create last month and then analyze compare dates, then try to look at what's the spend difference between the 2. Here you can pull out data of what the spend difference is and what's the cost per result difference is. Spend difference is 50% reduction in spend. Okay, 50% reduction in spend will not say anything much for us. So what's the cost per result change? Here cost per result, it's still loading. Okay, in the results also, what's the change? So cost per result, as we can see here, it has changed rapidly in terms of 1588. Okay, there's not much change here. Okay, I think the campaigns have run in that time itself. There's not much here. What's the difference in the ROAS? It was at what's the difference? 172%, it has increased, so it's good, because it was at 0.09 ROAS and now it's at 0.26 ROAS. So what has caused it to increase? Is it the CTR better, or is it the conversion rate that has improved? For example, if we start with the CTR, we see that CTR has actually dropped, which means, are we attracting a better audience now? Like, do we have that? That kind of data, that kind of analysis needs to be done. So thank you.